It has been like one of those days. I don't even know how I had the hair. We were sitting outside in the rain watching the kiddos. Both girls are playing softball. So for those of you just new to the 1% Code Collective, welcome. If this is your first time joining us live on the 1% Code Live show, I would like to welcome you. I am your host, Dr. Melvapinn-Bingham, board-certified radiation oncology physician, a wife, mom of 3 kids. My youngest is 7, my oldest is 13, and I have a daughter in the middle who's 10. And I'm a serial entrepreneur, investor, multi-franchise owner. My husband and I own a Cold Stone Creamery location, a Subway, and we are in the process of owning our second Cold Stone location. So I help physicians and other top income earners really focus on creating a lucrative passive income stream, because at the end of the day, our field is changing. A lot of people in your careers is changing, and you have to master scale, infrastructure, and creating a stream of income that's just as strong as your primary, typically your W-2, your 9 to 5. And I find that the reason I really started the 1% Code Collective, this piece of hair is going to bother me, but the reason I really started the 1% Code Collective is that I feel that a lot of us get pulled in different ways for things that are exciting and they're enticing, but we haven't really been armed with the skills and that mastermind type thinking of how to have a lucrative passive income stream. Okay, so that's really the focus. That's really where my kind of, I think, like, what do you call it? Those superpowers are. It's in evaluating where we're putting our time and our energy to create these additional income streams by focusing on creating a lucrative passive income stream first. So as real estate investors, as multi-franchise owners, other type of investments we've done, we've mastered one source of income at one time. And I find that we build so many bridges at once. I talk more about this on the podcast. So the episode that came out today, I think we had to edit it, so it'll be up in like the next 30 minutes to an hour. I talked about narrowing your focus and really mastering that. But tonight, we are talking all about income, not income. Well, I'm always talking about income, but we were talking about outsourcing, okay? Why outsourcing is important in your business. And Jesse, if you can drop the title for me. So I always like to kind of start these episodes because I'm in the group typically on Thursdays live. If there are other topics that you'd like to hear or have speakers come into the group, we've had speakers come into the group. Let me know and I can get them in. We can do some interviews and give you some tips and tricks. Let me ask, who's watching? Why do you think outsourcing is important to your business? Let me hear what you think. If you're participating live, put it in the comments. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, and then let me know, and we'll be sure to interact with you and give you some feedback on what you think. I can tell you one of the reasons, like I was saying, I was going to kind of update you on some of the business things that we're doing. So today, at a couple meetings, I introduced my husband to a syndication, a person that has started their own syndication fund, because that's really what we're working on, and for real estate syndications. And then we also had a preliminary meeting with a security exchange lawyer. It was a really good conversation. And we're working on educating ourselves more about that. And then, of course, the audience and in this group. So as I learn, I'll share with you. I think the big discussions we had today are really between the different types of exemptions when you're looking at private equity funds, security exchanges. There were a lot of updates in the fall of 2020. So it's always good to be learning and growing. And as you're looking, again, a lot of the people who have come in the group are like, Dr. Melva, I'm interested in 1% code. It's the knowledge. So you start out with this idea of how you want to make money, but it's the knowledge of how to leverage that opportunity. So that's what I was busy doing today, of course, amid clinic, et cetera. So, all right. So outsourcing in your business. And I have an entire separate course on outsourcing. If you're just kind of looking for basic steps, I have a course, and Jesse can drop the link to that we put out last year that was really successful. But you need to outsource because you can't be everywhere. You can't do everything. And it's a skill to outsource. So when I think about some of the mistakes with outsourcing, it's not really having clear systems and strategies and knowing what role you're outsourcing for. Okay, so entrepreneurs tell me all the time, especially physicians, like, I need a VA, I need a virtual assistant. Okay, why do you need a virtual assistant? And usually it's like this list of things that you want to do, or either you want a virtual assistant or you want to outsource because you feel like you just can't do everything and you need some help. But one of the things that I would caution you on is that before you bring other people into your business, be clear how you're going to use that person, and it will support income producing activities in your business. Okay, and I talked about this, I believe last week. I can't keep up anymore, but, or maybe it was on one of the podcast episodes that came out today, but income producing activities are growing your network, generating leads, sales, okay, anything around key performance indicators in your business. So what the growth is in your business, how effective a strategy is. So let's say you started going live to advertise your coaching services. What is the, return on investment for that? When you go live with a certain topic, do people reach out to you? Or are you going live and you're not growing your list? Like key performance indicators like that. So if you're looking at hiring someone in your business, you have to make a decision if you're outsourcing for someone that will help, for example, generate leads, which can lead to sales in your business, which leads to profit. Or if you're bringing someone in your business, you're outsourcing something that you want off your plate so that you can focus on the income producing activities. Okay, that sounded a little garbled, but let me know if that's helpful, if you have questions about that. So let me try to clean that up. So we want to make money in our business, right? And your business, I'm describing this as one of your passive income streams, or even if it's an active income stream, it's another stream outside of your current job, your current employment, right? And for many of you, it's while you're still working. When you go to get help or when you outsource, you can either take things off your plate that don't bring you money or income producing, or you have the choice to hire someone to help you on things that will directly lead to profit. So I've done both, all right? It's more frustrating and it's more money up front when you bring people to work with you, or you outsource a task that doesn't lead to any revenue, because it doesn't lead to any revenue, right? But if it's something that's emotionally draining that you just absolutely hate, it may make sense for you to outsource that. Okay. And I'm talking much more in depth. Okay. Because we could talk about outsourcing, like, and I talk about this on the podcast a lot also. And in this group, you could talk about outsourcing grocery shopping, right? You could use an app. If Instacart is in your area, I don't have an affiliate link or anything, but if Instacart's in your area, you can use that for grocery shopping. A lot of the big chain grocery stores now have delivery services, right? So you can outsource like that. You can outsource someone, for example, to help tutor in a subject you don't really enjoy tutoring with your children, right? Like that's something. When you look at your business though, I think part of the problem that I see is, let's say you want someone to help you get leads in your business, right? And you haven't really decided who you want, or you haven't done the process yourself before. So you don't know how to network, what the language is, what people's problems are that you can provide a solution. So when you don't know that, or you haven't gone over it, which means that you're not going to be able to give a step-by-step process to someone else that you're hiring. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs fall into this trap because on the surface, it seems that if you have a general idea of what you want, that someone else can reproduce that. That's not always the case. So think about your expectations when you're hiring and have a clear idea, okay? And then another thing with that is when you're hiring or when you're outsourcing in your business, you want to do like this first task, okay? Like a sample trial task. So a lot of times, before I've even brought someone on, and again, I don't know if I've said this or not, I typically do like a 90-day probationary period to see how the person's working out. But before I even get to that on outsourcing a task, you have to show me that you can do the work. So for example, I think baseline, you want to know internet connectivity speed. You want to know, what's the equipment? Are they working on an HP? Do they have a quiet working space? There's easy online places where you can go to see like someone's internet speed to test that. So you want to go through those basic things, but then if they're going to be someone that's going to be writing, then you want a written sample around what they would write on. You want something that shows their attention to detail and focus, because details and focus matter, especially when you're outsourcing something. And many of us as physicians or high income earners, what we put out means a lot. So typos are not cool. Things that aren't the right syntax aren't good for us. So you want to see a sample and you want it to be timed. So you understand, because you can pay someone a higher amount per hour and they can give you a better result than someone you pay a lower amount per hour and it takes them longer to do it. Okay, so time matters. So those are just kind of things to think about. But again, I think when you outsource, it frees you up to do, the one or two things. Either frees things off your plate so you can work on things that make money in your business that are profitable, or it frees you up from being the one to make money in your business if you're not really good at whatever task that is that you're outsourcing. So, a lead generation company or a social seller, this concept of social selling, generating leads. And I think if you go with the outsource that's going to lead to an income, and you can show that either indirectly by taking something off of your plate or directly by it being one of those income generating opportunities, I think you have a win-win. So that was a lot in a short amount of time. Let me know what questions you have, and let me pull up the Facebook group. Jesse, are there any questions that you see in the group? Sorry, it's just been a crazy day. So, all right, let's see. So let me know who here is outsourced. Have you had any problems with outsourcing? What good things have you noticed? Has it been about the contracts for you? Let me see. What good things have you noticed? All right. So I'm just seeing. So let me know if you have questions, and I'm happy to answer those. Just make sure I have my notes here. Make sure I covered most of the things. Again, we have an entire course on this. I have free YouTube videos if you want to drop those links, Jesse. I've talked a lot about outsourcing because for me, the problem, and it's funny, I have this picture like when I was just stressed out learning how to do this. But for me, the problem was, really being clear on the expectations and what I was going to outsource and how that was going to directly lead to profit in my business. And the terms, how to hire, what you're looking for, I think we're good. So just some of the other, points we had is that outsourcing really can save you money, can save you time. We talked about freeing up time to focus on more profit income or business critical tasks. And, the kind of next level of outsourcing, if you're just starting, the next level really is expanding your offering by growing your team and outsourcing some divisions. So let's say you decide to have a program and you want marketing to be a part of that, but you yourself aren't a marketer, you can outsource that marketing to be taught to your community. So those are just some other points I wanted to make. So that's what I have for you tonight. Again, sorry, it was kind of all over the place, but hopefully you're able to get at least one good thing that you can take back, put into action in your business plan with what you're doing now. Drop any questions you have below. We always come back and monitor this thread. Next week, we will be talking about another topic, and I may change the topic we have planned, so you don't have to post it yet, Jesse. Let me know what questions you have. Those of you just joined, I'm so excited you're here. Let me know how we can help you. We did have the 1% Code Masterclass. I think those recordings are still up. That's a good place to start, and we'll probably be doing that again coming up soon. So thank you so much for joining. Again, if you haven't caught the masterclass, if you haven't caught the podcast, be sure to check it out, and Jessica can drop the link to the 1% Code podcast. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next week. Bye.